So, my dear students, welcome back to the series about story reading, book reading. And here we are at the chapter 2, suspicion of the story. Our teachers are superheroes. Chào mừng các con đến với chuỗi video cô Thúy sẽ hướng dẫn cô sẽ đọc các câu chuyện và đọc các cuốn sách cùng các con. Và cuốn sách của chúng ta là thầy cô chúng ta là những siêu nhân đúng không? Là các siêu nhân và chúng ta đang ở chương số 2 các con nhé. Okay, let's get started. Despite the things they had in common, the two friends have very different appearance. Benjamin, with his dark freezing hair and skin the color of caramel, was the shorter of the pair. Freya stood a few inches taller, with the fiery red hair and freckles scattered across the nose and cheeks. Their families had been friends for years before Freya and Benjamin were born, and they had grown up around each other. Don't be so ridiculous, Freya scoffed dismissively when Benjamin told her about his theory while walking home that afternoon. Just think about it for a moment, he beseeched her. Wouldn't it be amazing? Our teacher could actually be superheroes, like some secret crime-fighting duo or something. One of them is always dashing off here or there at lunch times or whenever they are not teaching us. Superheroes are just for comic books, replied Freya. No, they're not, insisted Benjamin. They just don't like to be known by the secret identity. I even saw something on the news the other day. Some guy had run out of a shop after stealing a bunch of stuff from the shelves. The shop owners had phoned the police but thought the guy had already got away. Then the news reporter said police found the thief around the corner, tied up with all the stuff he had stolen. In right next to him, there was a note stuck on his chest saying, "Stealing isn't cool. Don't be a dinkless." It wasn't the police who had caught him, and the thief was so confused that he said he couldn't even remember what happened. Don't be a dinkers. That's pretty funny. But it's hardly likely to be Mr. J or Miss Higgins, is it? Asked Freya. I'm telling you, I have a weird feeling about this, said Benjamin. The next day, Freya hardly gave another thought to their conversation. Benjamin, on the other hand, was constantly on the outlook for clues. He kept a close watch on his teachers all morning, and he was rewarded at lunchtime. Miss Hitches received a phone call, and Mr. J gave her a friendly nod as she left. Your turn today, Mr. J said with a smile. Both classes were combined again for the start of the afternoon while Mr. J read the beginning of a story. The classes sat patiently, perched on table and packed on the carpet, and listened while they digested their lunch. After about 20 minutes, Miss Higgins returned quietly and sat at the side until they reached a suitable place to pause. We'll leave it there for now, Mr. J decided, closing his copy of the book as they reached a place where two sectors of the chapter were separated from each other by 3 asterisks. Here's a quick trivial question. Does anyone know what these 3 asterisks are called? Where was just stop where we just stopped reading. There were a short silence, and it became clear that this question was beyond the class's knowledge. Eventually, Miss Hitchens raised her hand with a grin. Well, I know you already know, Mr. J laughed. Go on then, Miss Hitchens. Is a Dinkers, replied the other teacher. Indeed, it is, said Mr. J. A funny old name, rarely used nowadays, but I like it. Amidst the mass of cheering, two doors dropped open in astonishment. Okay, and that's the end of chapter 2. Thank you and see you in next one, chapter 3.